Hey, it's Matt. Today I want to talk about, I just want to vent a bit. I want to vent a bit about marketing. I want to vent a bit about hiring folks. I want to vent about hiring marketing folks. I don't mean this as backlash to anyone in particular. I won't name the names, but I've seen a few job posts for marketing specialists. And these marketing specialist job openings include the marketing person to do, everything: content, analytics, outreach, video, podcast, newsletter, blog, social, community building. Did I say that already? All of these things. And to me, if you're a specialist in all of those, then the job title should probably be Chief Marketing Officer. When I see that, as somebody who spends a lot of time creating content at my day job at Rocket Genius, makers of Gravity Forms, I see that list of all these things as a generalist, because I certainly can't do great at all those things. I've been doing it for 20 years. Where I think I excel the most at is podcasting, video, and community building, relationship building, selling. But I'm able to, and I do it every week. Write a blog post on one of my many brands, write a newsletter on one of my many brands, and then do the podcast, the video, the community stuff, the social stuff across all of them. But I don't consider myself a specialist. If somebody said, "Hey, I'm looking to hire a specialist in podcasting, YouTube, and community," like those three things, I would feel like I'm a fit for that role. But as soon as you start tacking on so many other tasks, to me, the specialist becomes a generalist, at least in terms of, the list of responsibilities in equation to the salary offered. Once again, I think if you're exceptional at all of those, then you should be a director or chief marketing officer or vice president of marketing. There's a different title and pay grade to that. And I'm not criticizing the job roles specifically. And once again, maybe I'm wrong. I would love to hear from you. But when I think about it from, let's say, the developer perspective, like if you wanted to hire somebody who is really great at React, JavaScript, maybe even some database and backend sprinkled in there, I would call them a specialist at a JavaScript developer specialist. That's their specialty. If all of a sudden you said, I need a React developer who's also great at optimizing MySQL, Supabase, front-end HTML, CSS development, sprinkled in with some WordPress development and CLI knowledge, to me, now you're talking a full stack. That's a full stack engineer, right? I don't think you'd call them a generalist, but I think generalist works in the marketing space because I think people can move in and out of these different contexts and these different platforms with some kind of general ability to do it. So generalist versus specialist in marketing or in anything. So that's the first half of this discussion. And I just want to put that out there as of more of like, this is me thinking about this stuff. And I'm curious to hear what you think about that kind of role when you see it available to hire as somebody maybe applying to that job, or maybe as a founder, business owner who's put these job descriptions and titles and roles together to hire. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know. And the second thing, and it's not so far off of what I was just talking about, but I think the biggest challenge for brands today, and I've said this on other episodes, is when you're trying to hire somebody. I think when I see a generalist role, perhaps what that brand is that brand is probably looking for somebody, hey, I need you to represent the brand. I need you to represent us across all these platforms. Think about the company, think about the brand, think about the product, think about the business, think about the customer, tie it all together and put it out there across all channels. That is a massive job, right? As somebody who does it for just podcasting and just video stuff for Rocket Genius, that is a lot of work to represent the brand. It's a lot of critical thinking, I might say. And it takes years of experience, which I think a lot of people, undercut. They think that the person that they're hiring, they look at the marketing and the output as just the done for you task. Like, oh yeah. Just do the video, do the podcast, just do it and represent us. And your KPIs are going to be, sales, more sales to our product or our company. It's just like, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. You need somebody who not only can do the content great, can represent and breathe and live the product great. They also need to know how that all ties together for the business of not just the business that they're working for, but potentially the business of your own clients, right? They have to think about the clients. This is not easy, I will tell you. And this is something that should be highly valued. It's something I've dabbled in calling like founder marketing, calling it that. And I don't know if I'm the first to say that. Maybe other people have said that before. But you need to not only think like a founder, you need to think as the founder of the brand that you're representing. Like, why did this person, if you're a small to mid-sized brand, why did this person start this product? Why did we build this company? How do I unearth the culture of the team and the reasons why this product is being made that way? And how do I get that out to an audience? How do I craft for lack of a better phrase, like a marketing campaign around that? How do I bring that back to business operations and to the product and to support? Whew, there's a lot here. To me, I'm biased, I get it. You got to pay that person really well. You got to give them the slack. And not the literal sense of our chat app. You got to give them the slack, the bandwidth, the breathing room to be flexible and to be them. Like if you're a founder hiring for this role because you're like, I'm just not really good on camera. I don't have the time to do this. This is not really my thing. I shouldn't be wasting my time on content. It really frustrates me. You got to find somebody who can fill that gap. And by the way, that person has to kind of embody you to a degree. So how much do you want to get paid to do this work? Again, I'm not taking shots at any of these job openings. And again, correct me if I'm wrong. What I'm saying is this takes a really skilled person to do that. People want to be entertained, educated, informed, my opinion anyway. And that's how I lead with my content. Like, it's not this polished, scripted thing. I'm dotting all the I's, crossing off all the T's. I'm hitting all of like the marketing speak, and I'm pulling out the change log and I'm reporting it to you just on video. And I'm going, screen by screen, clicking this stuff. No, I'm having a conversation. When I'm doing a YouTube video, whether it's for my own stuff or for Gravity Forms, I'm doing it as the user. And in fact, not only am I doing it as the user, I'm also like experiencing things for the first time as a user. I mean, short of something breaking, obviously I'm not going to record and ship that. But if I'm doing something and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, it's on this screen. We should really improve that, right? Oh, that option, that's over here under this tab. I don't really like it there either. I'll share those kinds of what I'll call friction points because I think it's important. I think it's important to be human when you're creating content. Because my God, we got so much AI content now, and there will be in browser, you'll be asking, hey, is this AI generated? Like there'll be an AI flag soon that lives in some dynamic, prominent way where we're constantly seeing it, where we'll load up a blog post and be like, oh, this is AI generated. I don't know how accurate it'll be, but there'll be something like that. I mean, you already see it with videos or on Instagram. This is AI generated, right? There's a flag for it. So people are going to want human, and humans are flawed. Humans are passionate, right? Humans have a dynamicism. I don't know what the word is. See, they're dynamic, and we're constantly, wrestling with that. I don't know anyone who just is perfect all around, or it can do a perfect screencast in one take. Although I feel like I have done that once or twice. This is why that role is so hard. And oftentimes I think that founders are afraid to give that kind of control to somebody, or a hiring manager is afraid to give that control to somebody because it's hard to measure. It's hard to put a KPI on that, right? Like, there's no trust factor for the person you're watching or listening to at a brand. Although maybe I should start that as my next side hustle. Like, how do you measure the trust of the person that you're watching, listening to, or reading, right? And when so much of business is just business, hey man, we need to put this out. It needs to get views. It needs to get clicks. We need to get sales. We need to get feedback. We need to get reaction. We need to get integration. We need brand lift. I get it. It's hard. And as content creators, we're constantly like living on all of those edges, trying to make that stuff happen, but do it in a unique, original way, which is not easy. So with that, just some thoughts of the day. I'm getting back from vacation, getting back into the swing of things. So excited to get some more content out. Love the fall. The fall in the Northeast, my favorite time of year. I'm so productive. Anyway, you're listening to this on the Matt Report. The amalgamation of all kinds of things, tech, WordPress stuff on my mind. If you want WordPress news, WPMinute.com, the WPMinute.com/subscribe. That's where I do most of my work for WordPress. And of course, over at Rocket Genius, Gravity Forms, your favorite contact form plugin for WordPress. See you in the next episode.